After the Buddha attained enlightenment, he returned home. His family reunited with him. After lunch, the Buddha told everyone about his years of spiritual practice. Before they could ask more, the Buddha took his leave and returned to the Nigrata Park where his Sangha stayed. Hello everyone, I'm Xinyuan. The rest of this video is truly wonderful. To thank his wife Yasodhara and help her resolve her inner doubts, the Buddha skillfully told a story of their past lives together, across many lifetimes. Instantly, Yasodhara felt deeply relieved. News of Siddhartha's return quickly spread throughout the entire kingdom of Kapilavastu. Every morning, the bhikkhus walking slowly for alms in the city confirmed the news for the residents. Many households eagerly offered food to the bhikkhus and listened to their teachings. King Suddhodana proclaimed to the people to decorate the streets with flags and flowers to welcome the Buddha and his Sangha to the palace for a meal offering. At once, he arranged for several small huts to be built in Nigrata Park for the Buddha and his great disciples to live in. Many people came to Nigrata Park to meet the Buddha and the Sangha. They were deeply moved by the former prince begging for alms on the streets. The Buddha's homecoming became the talk of the city. Gautami and Yasodhara wanted to visit the Buddha, but they were busy preparing the feast for the Sangha, so they could not go. The king planned to invite thousands of guests, including all government officials, political, cultural, and religious leaders in the city. He ordered that all the food served be vegetarian. Prince Nanda was the only one who found time to visit the Buddha. He listened as the Buddha explained the path of awakening. He cared for and admired his elder brother greatly, and felt drawn to the peaceful life of a bhikkhu. He even asked the Buddha whether he would make a good bhikkhu, but the Buddha only smiled. He knew that although Nanda was noble-minded and kind-hearted, he lacked strong enough purpose and responsibility. When Nanda was with the Buddha, he wanted deeply to become a monk, but when he returned to the palace, all he saw and thought about was his beautiful fiancée, Kaladevi. Sometimes, Nanda himself wondered what the Buddha thought of his restlessness. The day of the offering to the Sangha finally arrived. The whole city, including the palace, was decorated with flowers and flags to welcome the Buddha and his Sangha. Residents busied themselves to welcome the return of this national hero. Musicians played beautiful music on streets lined with crowds. Everyone tried to catch a glimpse of the Buddha. Gautami and Yasodhara personally greeted all the king's guests. Gopi, following the queen's wishes, wore an elegant sari and jewelry to show respect for the occasion. The Buddha and the bhikkhus walked at a calm pace. As they passed, many people bowed with palms together. Parents lifted their children onto their shoulders so they could see the monks. Clapping and cheers rose from the crowd. Amid the joyful atmosphere, the bhikkhus continued walking mindfully, aware of their breath. King Suddhodana welcomed the Buddha and the Sangha at the palace gate and led them into the inner courtyard. Although this young monk had once been a prince, some still did not understand why they should honor him so highly. Yet all the guests followed the king's example, bowing deeply to the Buddha with palms joined. After the Buddha and the bhikkhus were seated, the king ordered servants to serve the food. He personally served the Buddha. Yasodhara and Gautami directed servants to attend to the other guests, including Brahmins, ascetics, and recluses. Following the custom of the Buddha and the bhikkhus, everyone ate in silence. When the meal was finished and all the bowls were washed and returned, the king stood up with palms joined and respectfully invited the Buddha to teach the Dharma. The Buddha paused for a moment, feeling the energy of the gathered guests. He knew they were curious about his 7 years of journey away from home. So he first gave a brief account. Then he taught about impermanence, non-self, and dependent origination. He told them to practice mindfulness and awareness in daily life, so they could deeply understand all things. Only then would suffering cease, and they would find peace and joy. He added that worship, offerings, and chanting were not effective ways to liberation. The Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths, the existence of suffering, its origin, its cessation, and the path leading to its cessation. He explained that besides the sufferings of birth, aging, sickness, and death, much other suffering is self-created from ignorance and wrong views. What people say and do often brings pain to themselves and others. Hatred, anger, suspicion, jealousy, and irritation all produce suffering, all from lack of awareness. The suffering you create is like a burning house, trapping you inside with no escape. Praying to gods cannot set you free. You must see clearly your own mind and the world outside, to uproot all wrong views. For wrong views are the root of suffering. Only by finding the root of suffering can you understand what suffering is. Once you understand suffering, you are no longer bound by it. When someone gets angry at you, you can certainly get angry back, but that only increases suffering. If you walk the path of awareness, you will not react with anger. You will calm your mind and seek the reason for their anger. Through deep reflection, you will surely find the cause of their irritation. If you discover it relates to your own wrong actions, you will willingly take responsibility for making them angry. If you find you did nothing wrong, try to understand the misunderstanding. Only then can you help them see your true intention and avoid creating more suffering for everyone. Great King and honored guests, all suffering can be removed through deep understanding. On the path of awareness, we stay focused by watching the breath. We keep the precepts to develop concentration and realization. The precepts are principles for a peaceful, happy life. Keeping the precepts helps us concentrate more easily, making us more mindful and focused in life. Mindfulness cultivates the ability to see the true nature of our mind and the world. With this ability, we truly understand all things. With understanding comes love. When we understand everything, all suffering can be resolved. The true path of liberation is the path of understanding. Understanding is wisdom. This understanding comes only from deeply seeing the true nature of all things. Morality, concentration, and wisdom, these are the paths to liberation. The Buddha paused for a moment, then smiled, and continued speaking. Suffering is only one side of life. The other side is the wonderful side. Once we see this side, happiness, peace, and joy are within reach. When our minds are free from bondage, we can directly touch the wonder of life, truly realizing impermanence, non-self, and dependent origination. We see how marvelous our own minds are. We see our bodies, the leaves of bamboos, golden chrysanthemums, clear springs, and the bright moon, all are wonderful and miraculous. Trapped in our own suffering, we lose sight of life's beauty. When we break through ignorance, infinite peace, joy, freedom, and even nirvana manifest. Nirvana is the end of greed, hatred, and delusion. It is peace, joy, and freedom. Honored guests, take time to gaze at a clear stream or a ray of morning light. Can you experience peace, joy, and freedom? If you are still trapped in the prison of sorrow, you cannot experience the wonder of the universe, including your own breath, body, and mind. The path I have found to end suffering requires deeply understanding its true nature. I have shared this path with many others, and they too have successfully found it for themselves. Everyone was deeply moved by the Buddha's teaching. The king, queen, and Yasodhara were filled with joy.
本音频由魔音工坊 AI 生成，